As an artist, I'm very interested in the physical markings around me. I take reference from the physical marking of the world and also the non-physical realm of the mind. I look at the spaces which are around me into the form of architecture, into the form of buildings, that surround us as human beings living in an urban space. And then I take those markings that are, constructed around me, and then I formulate myself, my expression onto a piece of paper. And then magic happens. It forms a relationship at points and lines, engages and disengages with the surface to formulate organic geometry. Another aspect of my work is looking and knowing more about what is organic geometry, to construct it and then again deconstruct it at the same time. When I was a child and I didn't know how to express myself, so I used to just wait for my mother to sleep in the afternoon and just draw on the walls. I was very smart at drawings because I selected a corner of a house in which nobody could actually find out what I'm drawing. Another that also highlights how personal my journey has been so far and how personal my drawings has been to me, that even when I was a child I was not ready to share them with the world. If my mother would just come and somebody would actually look at me from a distance, they would say she's just sitting and playing, or just making actions in front of the wall. Nobody could actually see that I'm drawing on with white chalk on the wall. So this is how I got engaged in the first activity of becoming an artist. I didn't even know what does an artist mean, but I was really, really engaged in the process of mark making. I got really interested in the process rather than creating the actual imagery. These many hues in our culture in the city of Lahore, that when we're walking into a bazaar, or when you're just walking into the narrow roads of the old Lahore, you see so many vivid colors, vivid hues that illustrate the strength and vitality of feminine emotion. Through my work, the paintings I make, the visuals I make, the animations I make, I urge women to disassociate with their silence and break free from the concrete confines of the world, to recognize the endless possibilities and potential of their existence. My work is, an ongoing still of a passage of a pathway that I'm making. So it represents women's journey. It represents my journey as a mother, as a resilient female being, while living in Pakistan and while going through all these hurdles and possibilities, how I'm standing my ground. That is actually my work. And my work is also in support of other women, other artists, other mothers, other survivors, because I don't see women just as a human being. A woman is an omni sun of life for me. She gives birth, she navigates herself, she takes her family forward with so many responsibilities and so many things over there, but she's still, doing everything all together. So she is like, obviously, she's like a goddess. And I'm paying a tribute to all these female entities in my life, including myself, that I'm giving hope to them in that way. I've always seen my mother growing plants. When I was a child, I used to look at her, how she used to tend this. I used to call her I was saying, Amma, ye bhi aapke bacche hain? So Amma used to say, yes, these are my kids as well. And I used to say, अच्छा तो आप इनको भी रोज़ पानी देती हैं. So I mean, like how I'm taking my son and how I'm growing this little balcony garden with him, and we're looking at plants and trying to make him love these plants. This is how I have been nurtured in my home as well. So when I saw these plants growing around me, then I always used to scribble through while talking on the phone. अपने दोस्त से बात करते हुए, she would just make something on a piece of paper, and I would see how naturally and how organically something can grow on a piece of paper as well. So that growth that I have seen around me as a plant growing, which is very natural, I used to mimic that whole formulation of growth and organic geometry onto a piece of paper. And I think I'm still taking it forward, like how I'm drawing these. And when I, even if I'm doing a chalk drawing somewhere, or even if I'm doing a big drawing or large scale drawing somewhere, it always starts from a point. It always starts from a spiritual dot. The work is just not about beauty, or the work is just not about having a stark color behind and making beautiful visual, but it's actually have a lot of hidden symbols in between when you unmask it. And it shows loss and despair, but also hope and survival for mankind. There is infinitude in a person's isolated journey, in following a path that has an end in itself. When you look at the work, you will look at a path that multiplies, weaves, even breaks, but reconciles over and over again. When I'm sitting in my studio, I have only one window. When I look out of it, I look at the temperature, I look at the weather, I look at all the chemical formations in my environment that becomes part of my breathable environment as well. I get influence from these very small changes, and they become part of my work. For example, if I'm looking at a lot of rain that has been happening and how our country has been overflowing, these threatening weather conditions become part of my work as well. And then I show Pakistani survivalists as standing trees in my work. I want my work to become that element of hope that would help people to survive in all these struggles, to help women survive that flowing river of death somehow. I want my work to be that light which would hold their finger and bring them into the world of hope, because without hope we cannot survive. If hope is taken from us, we won't be able to survive even a single second.